Do you know who you are? No, really. Like, actually no. Not the date of birth, the personality, or ego. Because if you're still out here wondering what Zendaya had for breakfast, or complaining about how Chick-fil-A got your order wrong again, you might want to do a double take. Now don't get me wrong, I love Zendaya, but not to the point where she about to distract me from my whole destiny. I mean, really know yourself through the masks, through the forms. Everybody's awakened until that system come for they ass. When your very existence becomes a threat to everything fake, everything illusionary. Suddenly that veil thins. Every move feels like you're being watched, and Lamborghini and white picket fence dreams are no longer a thing. When that grip on control loosens, all the layers get peeled back and everything you've ever earned is threatened to be stripped away. This isn't meant to scare you, but to reveal you at your deepest core. Because if it feels like you're living in a movie that got hijacked mid-scene, and now you're stuck pretending it makes sense so nobody panics, then yes, that's your signal. Not that you're broken, not that you're glitching, but that you were never really built for this world to begin with. Because you were never human, not in the way they programmed you to believe. Let's be real. From the jump, nothing felt right. Other kids obsessed over the latest trends. You were studying the sky like it held answers. They got hyped about fitting in. You were asking why everyone was pretending. They were memorizing what to believe. You were out here feeling your way into what was true. And no matter how much you tried, nothing about this society ever truly fit. Relationships felt performative. School felt like indoctrination. Work felt like slow motion suffocation. You tried to play along. You wore the mask. You bit your tongue. But that little voice, the one whispering, "This ain't it?" That was your origin memory trying to break through the simulation. You've been here before. But not like this. You didn't incarnate to be human. You incarnated to wake up in the illusion of humanity and break it. You took on the flesh to remember you were more than flesh. You took on density so you could learn to vibrate higher from within it. You dropped into the matrix not to blend, but to recode it. But they didn't want you to remember that, so they threw everything at you. Trauma, early. Isolation, often. Distractions endlessly. Pain, confusion, heartbreak, all laced with identity theft. They branded you a black sheep, a rebel, a problem, an outcast. But never a seer, never a frequency disruptor, never a system dissolver. Because if you ever remembered who you were, game over. You started seeing through the lies. Started feeling things nobody else could feel. Started knowing things you were never taught. So they slapped labels on it. Depressed, delusional, too sensitive, paranoid. No, you weren't sick. You were waking up. The disorientation, that wasn't dysfunction. That was recalibration. Your internal GPS was trying to sync back up with your original signal. But the world around you was built to jam that frequency. So of course nothing made sense, because your soul wasn't reading from their script. It was downloading from the source archive, not the Earth Handbook. You know what makes you a threat? Not your fists, not your mouth, not even your mind. It's your perception. You see the code beneath the conversation. You feel the lie sitting behind the smile. You read energy like body language. You see patterns in places others see chaos. You connect dots before others even notice the dots exist. You sniff out illusion like blood in the water. That's why they try to drown you in distractions. Why they send agents disguised as lovers, mentors, and friends. Why they study your every move like you're a live wire. Because you are. You weren't sent here to live a nice life. You were dropped into the fire to alchemize it. To feel what they couldn't. To see what they wouldn't. To remember what they forgot. You weren't built for comfort. You were built for clarity. And yeah, it can be lonely. It can be brutal. And yeah, the world treats you like the malfunction. But only because you don't run on matrix code. You run on soul firmware. That's why your body reacts to lies. Why you can't tolerate fake stuff. Why you feel like you're constantly shedding skins that never fit right. You're not falling apart. You're falling into alignment. You're not meant to adapt to this fake world. You're meant to collapse it from the inside. By being so real, so tuned in, so wildly awake, that everything false fractures in your presence. You were never human. You were just wearing the skin long enough to rewire the grid. So stop asking why it doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to. You're not here to fit. You're here to remember. You're not here to cope. You're here to transmit. And every time you trust your weird, your wild, your can't be explained knowing, the illusion shivers. Because the moment you stop doubting yourself is the moment they lose all control. Know yourself.